Hey there, Pythonic Accountant here, and we're back with some Python, going back to our roots. It's been a while, and I thought it was time to just go back and make sure we know how to do some good Python use. So what we're going to do is 30 days of Python. You should join with me. I'll share the link to the repository where you can play with these. But we're going to start with using a Jupyter Notebook again. This is actually Colab, Google Colab. And for day one, we're going to do a very basic Audit Binder Scanner. So this is going to use some basic libraries that are built into Python to navigate some files and folder structure. And what we're going to do is recursively scan the folder. We're going to pretend that it's like an audit binder or something. You can pretend it's an accounting binder. But basically just get a quick inventory just using Python of what files are available, flag anything missing that you're expecting, and then flag anything that's, small or unusual files. Basically, it allows you to be very flexible just using Python, no AI. So kind of nice to go back to your roots and learn how to just use Python without having to rely on AI for everything. So here's the prompt. Imagine you're at month-end close and either audit binders due for review or you're about to do some automated review processes or manual review processes, but you need to make sure the files are available. In this case, let's pretend it's automated. So this Python can tell us whether the binder looks like it's complete and organized. So first, in this case, we're going to use Google Drive because that is a fun and easy way to do it. I've already mounted it. And what I'm going to do is point Python at the extracted binder folder. So I created a folder with the files to use in it. And it's under 30 days Python, day one, Audit Binder Scanner, and then under the sample close binder, March 2026. So first, we're just going to check whether the binder exists. And so binder path is what we're saving to this variable here. Print exists. So that's just printing the string. But we want to know if the binder path is actually there or not. So the binder path.exists is using the path method underneath this pathlib, which is a built-in library built for things exactly like this, navigating your operating system. And it'll tell you first, does it exist? And then is it a directory? So I'm going to run it, and sure enough, there's the path that I'm looking at. It does exist, and it is a folder. So just again, going back to some basics here, but these are some very simple methods you can use to determine does a file exist and is it a directory? Is it a folder? And again, I love how Pythonic it is, right? It makes sense. There's also really good documentation on the pathlib. You could just go to Python pathlib and you'll get directly to the docs on it. And again, you just search for exists and, immediately you can see this is the same logic that we just saw. Instead of the path, we just used Q. So let's go back and let's see what's next. Now we're going to define the expected structure. So let's say we have a very simple way of defining what the structure is. We've got these folders that we expect to see. We have some file patterns we expect to see. And if we go in here, we can see not all of those are available, even in the folders side of things. So when we run it, we'll see, well, first we're just defining the list. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to run this code here. So it's going to iterate. It's going to say for item in binder path, and then rglob is just a way of searching the string in the path. And so if it is a file, then we want to print item relative to binder path. So that means it's going to give us the relative path compared to the binder path. So we're not seeing the full path. It's just going to give us the relative path. So that's nice. So we run it. And sure enough, what we're seeing is just everything in there so far. We haven't used the expected patterns yet. We're just checking to see what's in there. So we've got the two files and all these folders. And again, it's the same thing that we can do here, but programmatically, right? That's nice. And this is just the files that it's showing us. It's not giving us the folders, and that's because we explicitly said if it's a file, we want to know it. So now let's get some helper functions. So we're using a date time so we can get some time information. We've got regular expression that's going to help us find these patterns. We're calling a file stale if it's older than 45 days, and we're calling it small if it's under 1,000 bytes. So again, you can use anything. By the way, the underscore inside a number is ignored, but it's a nice way to separate it for Python use. A comma will not work, like this will fail. because this doesn't count as a number, but the underscore does. So it's kind of a nice way to see the thousands and millions, separators. Anyway, so we're doing get the modified date, checking if it's stale using the stale days. We're checking if it's small. We're checking if it follows our naming convention expected. And then we're checking getting the period in file name to see if it's a prior period or not. So that's a nice, kind of nice, right? Like, do we have a file in there that's an old file that we carried forward by mistake? So we create these functions that we can then use. Now, this is the scanning function that will then use those other functions that we created. And so what we're doing is we're actually creating a set of rows. So these rows are going to output the results of what we scan. And so sure enough, you've got right now 16 lines in the results. You've got a list of file names and the file names again and relative path. Oh, I see. We're just looking at the first two results. So for each file, this is what it's telling you it has. That's right, because we're building out basically like a little database of these files. And if we wanted, let's just for kicks, turn this into a data frame. I didn't think about doing this before, but let's do import Pandas as a PD. And we can take the results here, which is rows, and df equals p dot data frame rows. I don't know if that'll work, but it should. It might just not have column names. Yeah, cool. Check. Oh, it worked. So sure enough, we've got a data frame it could convert into a CSV, which is pretty cool. So you've got your file name, your relative path, your parent folder, the extension, the bytes, the modified date, the is it loose in root? Is it stale? Small file. So you've got all the stuff that you need to create this nice nice file. And oh, this will be kind of fun. I'm gonna see if I can save this to a CSV and then visualize it in Google Drive because that's something that is actually pretty cool. And I'm gonna let's just see what the preset code does, and then I'm gonna go back and do that real quick. So find missing folders and expected support files. So now this is going to compare that listing to what we're expecting, and you can see, sure enough, this is the stuff that is not found that we expected. And then, oh, okay, you can export the inventory to CSV. We already, we're going to do what I was planning on doing. It's just going to be a CSV file. Let's skip the data frame format. So I'm going to go to Content Binder Inventory Report CSV, and then we can also have a print ready summary. But instead of doing a print ready summary, I'm going to go back and find that CSV and see if we can, let's see, when was that? Where was that created? I'll just search for it. And oh, you know what? I think the content was put into here. Ah, there it is. Yep. So I want to see if I can. Let's see if we can save the CSV to Google Drive. Save the CSV to Google Drive. Let's see if that works. And where it's going to save it. Okay, my drive binder. All right, so binder inventory report. Now it should show up. My drive, binder inventory report. There we go. So open that up, open with Google Sheets. And then this is where I want to see if we can do an interesting visualization here. And let's see if Google will let us do this. Convert it to a table. That's pretty cool, but that's not what I want. Oh, it's making me upgrade. All right, well, we're not going to do it in this one. It was already pretty cool that it converted this to a table, but there you have it. So, folks, we did day one. We looked through our files. We were able to come up with expectations of where our files and folders should be, what's missing. We exported to a report, and if we had Gemini loaded in my Pythonic Accountant account, I would be able to create some kind of interesting visual there, but maybe we'll save that for the next one, and we'll just do a Python visual next time. We'll stick with the Python. So it's a sign I should not do too much AI here. Anyways, keep in touch. Shoot me a note if you have a suggestion for the next one. and we'll see you guys soon.